If you can hear my voice, stop talking. Danny Paz, Alicia, who else? Bridget, Judy. Thank you. Don't forget I have my degrees in education, so I had all the school teacher vibes that can happen. It's not because I don't want you all to talk to each other, I do. I want you to talk to each other all the time and a lot. And today is market stats, and there's so much goodness to get through, so I want to give us every minute that we possibly need to get through it and give Ashley all the time she needs. And then afterwards, you can talk all you want. Deal? Deal. And ask all the questions you want. That's important too. Nice to see so many faces today. Some I know well, some are new. Love them all. Even you, Chris Spade. Chris is always just right by the door in case he wants to back out and escape. It's fine. Everyone finds their comfort zone. All right, so let's get our meeting going today. It's Wednesday, April what? 19th? Yeah. Did everyone pay their taxes or file an extension? Yes. You did one or the other. Is that federal too? Oh, federal too. I thought that was just state. Okay, I'll stop talking about things I don't know about. Call your CPA for more information. You're welcome. I'm here to remind you. All right, let's get our welcomes going. We're going to get National Daiquiri Day in a little bit, but for now we're going to welcome. Y'all, they're excited today. They're a feisty bunch. Oh my gosh. It's fine. Steve Price. Ashley, happy birthday. All right, let's get our welcomes. Tara Simon, we're welcoming to our slides. Oh, they're over here. Tara Simon. Is Tara here? Trey Smith. Oh, we're all out of order. It's fine. It's going exactly as I planned it, as it always does. Lisa Miller and Jennifer Almada to Team Metro. And to Team Signature, we have Danny Paz, who is the Danny is a great old KW friend who took a detour through Compass and the XP and has found his way back home. So welcome, Danny.
You get that.
All right, and does anybody have a bucket to fill?
I'll go real quick.
Go ahead, Kevin King.
I done my first RLA the other day.
What?
I done my first RLA the other day, and Chris Spade was kind enough to review it and make sure I crossed all the I's, or crossed all the T's, dotted all the I's and all that. So,
I was like, Chris Spade already ducked out, but there he is. I see him. Nice work. Nice teamwork, dream work. Thanks, Chris Spade. Thanks for filling up that bucket. What?
He didn't screw it up.
He didn't screw it up.
Good job, Kevin.
Good. Nice work, Kevin. Nice work, Chris. Yes, Judy.
For all the Keller Williams, this is my 18th birthday.
It's Judy's 18th birthday today. Wow, I love that. Happy anniversary. All right, and up. Oh, we're still going. Go, Peggy.
Yes, I'm Peggy Rose, and I work for Keller Williams San Diego Metro. And I'm gonna bucket fill that Ashley class because every single person in it. Wait. Every single person in that class was badass, and if you missed that class, you do not want to miss it again. Thank you so much, Ashley.
We are blessed to have Ashley Lunn, who sells out rooms all over the country when she teaches Quantum Leap, and she taught it here in San Diego last week. She is bringing it back July-ish, mid-July. It's already scheduled. It's on the calendar, so look out for it. And yes, it is, just so you guys know, if you did this class someplace else with one of, I think there's 5 trainers certified for it in the whole country, in the whole company, you're gonna pay like $200 or more to take it. And we do it here for cost for our agents, so it's $20. And you're going to, well, I can't talk about all the things you're gonna learn and do because that would be the whole meeting. But come in July and have fun. And thank you, Ashley. And okay, so for events, if you look at this list, there's a lot of stuff on here, and what I realize is less is more. And so we have so much available. We have endless amounts of training. Our calendar is robust and full. If you don't know where to find it or how to get it, just ask the question. all the stuff is always on the Facebook page. I'm going to specifically talk to y'all about one thing every week to help you focus on what's the next most important thing that's going to be relevant for everybody. So next week we have Rachel Adams Lee teaching Dominate Your Local Market with Listings and Referrals. Rachel is a national treasure as well, and she's zooming in to teach this class. Oh, look, there's a slide. That's her. So it's all available online. If you want to get ready for that Zoom and be attending it next week, she's going to teach you national referral conversations, dominating your listings, all the good things.
How to have champagne with other moms and get lots of listings.
Is that what it says?
That's what she did.
Yeah. Well, that's only going to be relevant for some of us, but if that's your thing, perfect. So, and I want to focus in on one specific thing each week because I realize not everyone can like funnel through all the stuff. So all the other good stuff that you're used to hearing is still here and it's still happening and all the things are existing. For now, Rachel's class next week, and of course, we're getting ready for a day. And then Launch and Growth Spotlight, Alicia.
Got it.
Come on up, broker Alicia, Coach Alicia.
Oh, it's Team Alicia in the house. Team Alicia. Oh, we have slides. I don't know that. It's right there.
I'm gonna hold it for you.
Priscilla got another BRBC sign. Carlos, Cruz Escrow, with a buyer on new construction. And Joel, stand up. Joel, open escrow with the buyer. That's only the second one, you guys. He's gonna crush it.
That's awesome.
Congratulations, y'all. This is awesome work in a market that might be interesting and challenging, just like they all are. And we'll learn more about that in a few minutes. In the meantime, Movement Mortgage. Let's go, Eddie.
Okay.
Microphone.
So Monday we did our Movement Mondays class this past Monday on consumer credit. If any of you guys missed it, I posted it on our Facebook page. It's on the YouTube channel, so feel free to go back and watch it. It was really good. If you don't know how FICO scores are calculated, if you don't know like what impacts them more or less, how to help clients, just having that conversation with them about getting them in front of our our credit repair specialists. Please go on there and watch it. It's an hour long, but you don't have to watch it a whole lot. You don't want to. Our next class, our next class is on HomeBot. So if you guys aren't familiar with HomeBot is, it is a website and software that's free for the first 25 clients that you guys can input, and then if you go over the 25 up to 500, it's $25 each. So that we would sponsor you guys, right? And basically what it is it provides on a monthly basis, kind of like a 401k statement on your house, right? But it's interactive, so it's really cool because it tells you like what your house is worth, what your mortgage is like, what it would look like to like refinance your house, pull money out, and it's just cool to like be able to see your equity building on a month-to-month basis, right? You like to see your 401k statement visually on yeah, on a good one. On a good one, right? Same thing here, right? So check it out. It'll be on this Monday's Movement Mondays. We're bringing the whole lot to talk about it. And lastly, we as a whole in Southern California have been bitching and moaning to Movement Corporate about our pricing here on jumbo loans. Not a secret. We haven't had the best pricing on jumbo loans. They have agreed to allow us in Southern California to be the loss leader for the entire country. And they are going to be putting us, we are beating all the top 5 independent mortgage bankers out there. And now we're going to be within a striking distance of the big banks. So the Chases and the Wells of the world that are out there and just giving away these mortgages, they've decided they want to play ball with these guys. And so they're going after them, and we get the benefit from that. So just wanted to let you know, pass the word along, is that we're going to, and it's us, it's not like, you're not going to be able to get in touch with it, right? For days on end to find out where your loan's at. So that's the good news. Yeah, that's all.
Can I ask one question?
Yes, please, go right ahead.
Does a buyer lose points on their FICO score when they get a pre-approval. When you run their credit, pre-approve them.
Yes, so anytime you run someone's credit, it's a 2 to 5 point hit on their credit.
Okay, thank you.
Yep, it's a hard inquiry, and it's a 2 to 5 point hit. Without that, you can't get a real approval. So,
And if it's in a range that they've had other mortgage lenders request for that, is there a range where they can ask multiple
you got
lenders
45 days to shop
without
around
extra
lenders.
hits?
Yeah.
Okay, one
45
hit
days. But you
once?
do need to transact. So if you don't transact, you're gonna have individual hits for each one. If you do wind up buying something, then you won't.
Thank you so much.
You do need to have a transaction. You can't just go in there and shop and then not do anything about
I feel
it.
like that's another way to better get the closing docs going, or else you're gonna lose your credit score.
It's, I mean, if you have good credit, it's not a big deal.
Come on, we'll take anything.
We will.
I want to clarify one thing. You said HomeBot get the first 25 for free.
So there's a freemium version,
And then
there's
you
a
said
pro
there's
version.
$25 a piece after that the agent pays, or that movement sponsors?
We both have to pay.
We both
The
pay.
rest of it makes us both pay. the
Okay.
same amount.
Okay, I want to make sure that's clear.
25, 25.
25.
$25 up to
Each.
500.
Up to 500 clients on there, and then if you want to buy additional packets of clients, you can do that on your own, it wouldn't affect.
I can vouch it's a great software. It's a great software and
It's a real nice way to set it and forget it and just stay in front of your clients, because it's your information going out there. We're on the back end if they click on any of the finances.
yeah, you get an email if they click on it.
Yeah.
Nice. Thank you as always. And without further ado, let's learn about Dockery Day. Ashley Lund, here I am. I mean, I am like clockwork on time. Evie's very excited about there. It might be the first time. It won't be the last time.
So, thank you, Peggy, for the shout out for Quantum Leap. It is, I'm just noticing, whoop, 3 months and 1 day from today. So we're doing it July 20th and 21st, if you want to put it in your calendars now. For Quantum Leap. We had an awesome group here last week, but it was a relatively small group. I think there were a lot of good breakthroughs.
Getting higher microphone.
All right. It's not that loud actually, but it's all right. It's really hard to publicize that class because it's about everything. It really is. It's about living your most abundant life. It touches on business, touches on spiritual, it's everything. And it's not real estate specific. So even for our vendors in the room, it's worth it to be there. One of our sponsors for lunch said, "Can I come to it next time?" Yeah, so invite everybody you know. Okay.
You know, too, if you have older kids, I'm telling you, I'm bringing my daughter next time.
So, yeah, Deb said if you have older kids, older meaning adult age.
Yeah.
I would say 18 and up, because the concepts are pretty big. All right, here we go. This was my least favorite week ever in the history of my life doing stats.
Sweet, way to open it up.
I kind of sat, it was fun, because Russ started with me. I know he's just walking in the room. Russ asked, hi Russ.
Hi there, it was perfect timing.
It was perfect timing. Russ asked if he could shadow me doing them so he can do the same kind of stats for his Boston market, because he's native there also. I said, well, yeah, this is going to be really boring for you, but sure, you can watch me pull numbers off the MLS. So we were on for maybe an hour, just to show him kind of the basics and how I do it, because God knows you don't have to sit there through the whole thing. When did I text you? 6 o'clock that night?
It was 3 hours later.
All right, and I was done. So it took me about a total of 4 hours. What I wasn't done with, I had asked Robert Shantz to get me the current number of agents in San Diego County. So at the end of the slideshow, one of the last slides, we're going to spend some time talking about what's happening with our agent population. And that was one of the reasons why it was tough, emotionally tough, to look at what the reality is. And then secondarily, just pulling up the numbers this morning for what is actually active. about, and that's early on in the slideshow. So for those of you who don't come all the time or don't remember, I always put a holiday that is 3 months from today, 90 days out, because what you are doing now, today, will show up as results in your checking account 90 days from now. It's just a constant reminder. We don't get instant gratification. It never happens in this business. And I know the market is incredibly tough right now, so it's hard to get up every day and make the contact and make the calls, and you have to. Otherwise, we'll be broke and daiquiri-less 3 months from now. Okay, so everybody take a deep breath. This is showing you annually what's happened in the last 5 years. I know there's quite a few people in the room who weren't in the business 5 years ago, so I'll just let you know, we were bitching about the same things you're bitching about now. Like really low inventory, and it was really competitive. And look at the freaking numbers. We didn't know what we were talking about. That was a plethora of choices. Yeah. So year to date through the end of March, all of this data is, unless otherwise noted, is year to date through March 31st, not April 19th, March 31st. We took 5,899 listings in the detached and attached category of the MLS. Less than 6,000 listings taken in 3 months is a little scary. In the same time period, we sold 4,643. We sold almost everything we listed. And January was actually really slow for sales, if you all remember. We didn't really start 2023 till late 3rd week of January. Okay. Now, at the bottom, I put, let's look at the contrast between the peaks and valleys of the last 5 years. We have 6,101 fewer listings taken between 2019 and 2023. And again, in 2019, we thought we didn't have enough to sell. And for solds, 2021 was the peak. We came out of the pandemic year, we picked up a lot of speed when we didn't think we would, and then 2021 was just insane. So between that first quarter of 2021 and the first quarter of 2023, we have almost 3,000 fewer units sold. So the pie has shrunk. The available business to get has shrunk. That's no fault of your own, it's just the reality that you're living in. All right, properties pulled off market. I started to pull this last year when we saw the big spikes when the market shifted in July. People started to expire, cancel, or withdraw because they were pricing for April 2022, and then the interest rates went up, and they weren't going to play the market anymore. Okay, but it's normalized. Now I think we're just going to see 200 expires a month, which is not a lot. Somewhere around 1,000 withdrawn and canceled. Okay, digest this slide really quick. So this was last month when I did stats on March 15th. We had 559 properties on the market over $1 million that were in the detached category. This month, 445. Look what happened to the pending number. So what we have available is less than last month. What we have pending is more than last month. What we sold in the last 30 days is more. So that trajectory is we are selling faster and we're running out of houses. I have to go back. Evie, will you make a note because I will not remember this. I obviously have a typo on that slide. Yeah, so the numbers on the bottom for last month are incorrect, but this month they are correct. I didn't do Control V. All right, condos. This makes it a little bit more apparent. 107 condos available under $500,000 in the entire San Diego area. And 198 pending. Almost twice as much in pending than we have active. I have never seen that in my life. Nowhere close to that. Not much prettier over $1 million. Still absorbing over 100% in a month.
So, are there just a ton of property not hitting the market and just going right in? Wait, how does that even happen?
No, so Eddie had just
We were
asked.
active before.
Right, but we didn't have 200 active last month.
Yep, yeah, we had like 1,200
Well-
active, they had been listed before.
Yeah, so we basically, when we do this next month,
Okay.
is really gonna be scary because there was existing inventory included in that number that not everything closes in 30 days. So there's always a little bit of drag
And
over.
this is just what was listed in the last month.
So essentially, we're absorbing what, we just looked at this in the mastermind upstairs. When you look at that existing inventory as a whole number, the vast majority of it is over $2.5 million. You'll see this when we get to the absorption rates per price point. All right, listings brought to market, again, just, some people are visual and they like to see the charts, some like to see the number. The number for my brain makes me go, oh. So there's a big difference there between what we listed last year and what we've listed this year. 36.53. Okay, sold properties. This is what money you get to earn. The pie has shrunk. That should be the takeaway. Okay, now by the price points. These are the listings. The red indicates 2021, yellow is 2022, and green is 2023. In every price point, we've listed fewer properties. Which ones do you think are going fast?
The middle.
All
Everything out of 2000.
So there's the sold. So I'm going to go back and forth between these two. Is there any price point where we listed more property?
No.
Is there any price point that we sold more property?
Yeah.
Yeah, quite a few of them.
17.
So we're seeing, again, very, very, very extreme contraction of available inventory. If we listed more, we would sell more. That's what this is telling us. Then next to each other, just by price point, just on the listed side. Sold side. Actives. You guys get this, so I'm going fast through a few of these that aren't as pertinent. This is as of yesterday, Monday, in each of the price points. The old price points, by the way. For years, I went 0 to 2, 2 to 3, 3 to 4. I don't do that for the rest of the slides anymore because there's not enough to talk about under 4. But if you've got a buyer who can only afford $500,000, no more than that, how many properties can they go look at today? If they wanted to look at all of them, it's possible. Under 500,000, 16 plus 11 plus 12 plus 3.
There's tons. This is for what area? This is
This is the entire county.
county, right? That's what I thought. Yeah.
So many of those
I was
are
right,
out in,
1,200.
many are out in very far parts of. Yeah. And I did look when we were in the mastermind earlier. All 3 under 200,000 are manufactured homes. They should not be in the detached category, but they are. There's condos. Under $400,000 condo, all bedrooms. There could be studios, 1 bedrooms, 2 bedrooms. Under $400,000, we have less than 50 condos available. By the way, what month is it?
Yeah.
This is today,
Yeah.
like for Monday.
This is an
We
active-
tend to have more absorption later in the year. Like these numbers are going to be more dramatic next month. They're going to be more dramatic in June. They're going to be more dramatic in July. So buckle up, Buttercup.
Buckle up,
Okay, deep breath, because this is the first time in my life, I've been in the business since '99, I've ever seen over 100% absorption in any price point. And we went over 100% absorption in the $600,000 to $700,000 price point.
And that means
That means we listed 672 houses or condos between 600 and 700 between January 1st and March 31st of this year, and we sold 692.
So all that leftover inventory got.
It's getting gobbled up. almost 82% on 4 to 6. And again, it's scary to me, and I mean scary because this is March data. And we still have the heights of our selling season to come.
Which is when
It usually starts mid-May to June.
And this is all your.
This is all year to date, so these will get, if we took this snapshot, I thought about doing it, it would have taken me too much time, but if we took these numbers in January, which we did, we can go back and look at that slideshow that's posted, the absorption rates were 52% because it was such a slow January. Then it really sped up at the end of January and February. Most of this game was done in March. You guys are feeling that, right?
Yeah.
So we were also talking, when we get to the number of agents, we have a tremendous amount, raw number and percentage of agents in the San Diego area that do 1 or 2 transactions a year.
Or 0.
Well, there's even more who do 0, but for the ones that do anything, the vast majority do 1 or 2 deals. So if the last transaction somebody transacted was August, and now they have a buyer and they're out in the market, how effective do you think they are as an agent? No, because August market was as close to a buyer's market as we could get. And now we're back to the same crazy levels that we were this time last year. All right. Yep, who said what?
Can I just suggest that, like, one way you might use that data, right, is if you have a qualified buyer in the $600,000 to $700,000 price range, share this number with them so that they understand that you're not trying to just get them to buy a house, but that the inventory is literally, as I think Stephanie said, being gobbled up. This might help somebody realize that a house doesn't have to be perfect, because if you're qualified and you can actually buy right now, you better do it now, because you don't know how many are going to be listed next month, and they're all going to be gone. So
They all have, we were talking 20, 25, 30 offers again.
Oh, yeah.
Which means 29 out of 30 people aren't gonna get the one property. Okay, new listings. So this is showing you every March back to 2019. So the last 5 Marches, look where we're at. This isn't, so most of my data is cumulative. This is just a moment in time in March. 1,431 new houses listed, 803 condos. How does that compare? Just in our short 5-year history.
December numbers in the peak. Right? Like the low of every other year. During the high, it's supposed to be this.
Yep. Actives. Oh, my little bubbles didn't go where they should have gone. Do that one too. Now, that's not as extreme as far as actives go, but it is going to be that extreme next month because we're seeing the absorption go so fast. I don't know, I honestly don't know anymore how low we can go. It's not a comfortable game of limbo.
Well, last March too, April timeframe is when the stuff hit the fan.
Right.
That's why we're looking at it and seeing that.
Okay, so let me highlight, you're exactly right. So I said we're back to where we were last year. Who was in the business the first quarter of last year? It was hair on fire, busiest market we've ever seen, most competitive market we've ever seen, yes?
Yeah.
And then the brakes went on. Right about March, April. Because tax time and interest rates, same time. And it was whiplash because it was so crazy busy and prices were 107% list price to sales price ratio. Well, it was crazy. And then we normalized. Well, the people who were buyers back then, and maybe some sellers, who were in that crazy ass market, also psychologically have adjusted to what is just now reality. So we literally are back at where we were, even with the higher interest rates, from a demand perspective last March, which is why it's telling me April, May, June, July is going to be incredibly uncomfortable and incredibly competitive.
And that's why we were saying on scripts this morning, call people that you spoke to a year ago.
scripts class, I think.
Huh?
We
Yeah, our dialogue class.
Dialogue class, just kidding.
Have conversations with people who tapped out last year. This is the time to re-engage them. All right, pendings. So those numbers were all down. Look where pendings are. They're on the upswing. So we're listing fewer and selling more. It's a little scary. Solds are up, which feels good. At least they're up from, again, January and February, where it was very, very comfortable. But I don't know what else we're going to sell, guys. That's the message I want you to take. You have one job right now, and that's to go find people who need to sell.
That's it.
Did you say pendings listed fewer, sold more?
Yeah,
I didn't
we
get
are
that.
listing fewer. So look at the trajectory of that line.
Same question that you got.
Year over year, we're 1,000 off last year, right, Peggy? With me? New listings?
No.
Okay, look at the screen. Last March, we listed 2,555 properties.
Yes.
This March, we listed houses. This March, we listed 1,431.
Okay.
It's a third less.
Listed
Actually.
fewer.
Okay. Now, actives are down slightly. But what's the trajectory of the pendings?
Going up.
What's the trajectory of the solds?
Going up.
And they're up over the last several months significantly. So what we're gonna, we won't even be able to get back to this sales. We can't get to that number of sales. Why?
We don't have enough houses.
It's the only reason. So when you hear other people doing stats and saying, the market's off, demand is down, it's not. We just can't get back there because we don't have the number of listings to get us back there.
I'll say, like, in my email feed today, right after the top person of the mastermind report, the subject of this email is U.S. home prices report biggest drop in a decade. Like, so that's your conversations to your clients locally are so important because they read that and they're like, what do you mean? You're trying to take advantage.
We have a perfect slide for that, by the way. And it's this one or the average sales price. So how many of you have clients that said, we're gonna wait till the price is correct, until the market drops?
Oh, yes.
It did. It was in December. You missed it. Sorry.
Yeah, this is the point right here.
Because look at the trajectory of the lines, and we already know what supply is doing. There is no way we are not gonna top 975 for houses in the median sales price, and no way we're not gonna make up a $7,000 deficit on condos, like this month.
Just because of lack of inventory, it's gonna drive the price.
Demand, supply and demand. So I think last month, and I'm sweating right now. Last month, I predicted that we'll see an 18% appreciation this year, which is aggressive because before the end of the year, I was thinking we'd be flat. I think we're gonna be in the mid-20s, driven by demand.
There is a lot of demand. We're getting applications all the time.
Well, we know it.
Well, even if you got the same amount, but supply dropped,
Granted, the quality
that's
is
the same thing.
Exactly.
Does everybody else hear from buyers, nobody's buying right now, the interest rate is so high? You guys hear that?
No, that's why.
You don't hear that?
Yeah,
I'm the
I
only
think
agent who hears
No,
that?
we hear it, but it's our job to go, oh, you know why stuff isn't selling? Because it's not available to sell. 102% of
That's why listings are down.
listings are down because people who have a mortgage at 3% are not wanting to trade it in for less house for more payment. But Ed, do you think the interest rates will come down by the end of the year? Say yes, yes. I don't know, they could get down close to 5. When that happens, what's gonna happen with sellers? Into the 5s. They're gonna come out of the woodwork, right? But are we gonna have 3 or 4 or 5 times? No, there'll be a window of time where it's slow. Usually 120 days, they go, oh, now it's time to sell. So we may have a little window of time, third quarter, what I'm predicting, where your buyers will have a little bit more choice, but they're gonna have to give away children to get houses as they can. Average sales price, so again, oh my God, you waited for the correction, you missed it.
No one
I
writes
saw
in your
on our office, they're moving our first one child.
Look how close we are. Look how close we are, March over March. We're so close to the value, we're just gonna zoom by it. And that last March was nuts. Like we were saying, we should not be paying these prices. But that's where demand drove it, and we're gonna shoot past it. Which is why I think we'll see 25% or more appreciation. I mean, you missed it. This is why people can't time the market.
Yeah.
All right, median market time, off cliff. Guess where it's gonna come?
Right back.
I put 7 in there because that was our low point.
Yeah.
We're gonna go back
Down
down,
to there.
which means you guys have to have your running shoes on.
Should anyone use that slide in their
Yep. And unless, I'm gonna give one caveat right now, unless you're in the over $2.5 million listing game right now, if you have anything listed under $2.5 million, you better not go past 16 days on market without doing a price adjustment. That's what that tells you. And by the way, that factors in agents who wait 3 or 4 days to update the MLS, so it's not 16 days, it's less than that. Months of supply, 4 weeks. That's gonna be less. I'm gonna have slides in here next month, I promised you, that says how many days of supply we have.
Yeah, it was like 17 days of the craziest.
We had 2 weeks at one point. Yeah, and we're gonna be back there. That was December 2021. You can see this, the shortest little nubby. Average list price to sales price, unfortunately, we're gonna see it go back in that 107, 108, 110 range. How many of you right now have been talking to sellers and you're like, well, shit, might as well just try it there.
Yes.
Might as well what?
Try it. You want, hey,
Let's just throw a number at it.
comps tell me it should be 950. You want to try 1.3? Cool. I mean,
You shouldn't be using a listing based on price.
you should not be losing a listing based on price.
Just whatever they want.
And this sounds funny, but it's like tragically funny. There's a reason that happened because there's no logic. When people buy bulk off, people make decisions based on emotion. Emotion put that 107% up there. But that then becomes the new comps. So then it creates a reality. Appraisers, help an appraiser.
They're not okay.
They're not okay. And they're not usually our favorite people either, but come on, what do you do?
And you have to have the strategy to manage that.
You do. You have to show up. You have to advocate for your clients to get that appraised value to come in. Do everything you can. It's an impossible task for them right now because they're supposed to go based on data. Well, last month we weren't seeing this.
I got a question.
Yeah.
The listing price that I'm talking about with the seller, are we right now better off not doing that auction effect, going a little under,
I would
or
say in
at
every
market
market,
price?
I would say in every market that's always the best. But like Danny just said, don't lose it for price. Explain, we want to be the most competitively.
I mean, my clients are good with that
If
price.
they'll do it, great.
Is that better now?
It's better always. It's better always.
Always.
Think of it this way. It's a great question, Peggy. If I have a watch and I want to sell it for its highest price, if I can get 3 people to look at it versus 500 people to look at it, am I likely to get a higher price? With the 3 people or the 500? Why? I just have more eyes on it.
More eyes and
They may compete with each other.
they're just anxiety, the
It's
anxiety.
the same thing with the house.
You're driving scarcity.
I mean, we're
Because
talking
all
about
the houses are falling right
Yeah.
now.
Well, again, how many of you have complained, I don't know, a couple months ago, said, oh, I have one person. I didn't have anybody come through the
Yes,
open
I
house.
heard that
Well, how
too.
exciting is that?
No.
Then you got a 4-hour period and you got 70 people in there. You know they're going to the car going, oh my God, we better put an offer in. Did you see all those people?
Don't tell me you're too busy to get data either. Build your contact list. When there's one, you're like, oh, I don't know.
Use command on your phone.
All right, price per square foot, of course, is up. And again, the trajectory is pretty steep. Monthly indicators, I always, for those of you new to this meeting, I always include these because it's some of the marketing material that SDAR gives you, so you should know what's out there. Nationally, existing home sales jumped 14.5% month over month as of last measure. First gain in 12 months, and representing the largest monthly increase in July. But Sarah just read something that said we have the lowest price drop we've had in 20 years.
US lowest, yeah.
They did get this right. I was excited to see this. Monthly sales might have been even higher if not for limited inventory nationwide. That's good. Now, it is true. Now here, let's see. Median price was up 7.2% to $820. It is. And here, let's see. Median
Evie,
price
why
was
is there
up
something behind me?
7.2%.
Thank you for repeating that.
Thank you.
What'd you say?
In fact, you're playing Fortnite.
She was really emphasizing that point.
All right, the price range that tended to sell the quickest was 1 to 1.2 million at 26 days. The price range that tended to sell the slowest was above 5 million at 66 days. So if we go back and think, what was the median time on market?
The what?
16
days.
or 7.
Median time on market was 16 days.
16 days.
And the only two reasons that is at that level, number one, agents don't update immediately. Number two, we have a lot of property over $5 million for sale, which is keeping that median time on market. It's literally probably 7 days now.
Right. For the normal prices.
All right, now, here we go. Did I put that in there? Nope. Okay, so I'll do this from memory.
Higher price.
I have, and Evie made another note, I'll put in the 2021 numbers so they can see this side by side. I asked Robert to get the numbers of agents in San Diego County, number of realtors, not agents. You guys know the difference, right?
Yes.
So realtors are a member of the MLS, agents, maybe,
Get a license.
that's it, they have a license. So our active members as of yesterday in SDAR are 11,655. 4,800 in the North County Association, 3,300 in South Bay, for a total of 19,765 realtors paying MLS dues, presumably active. Now, I wanted these numbers at the end of March, beginning of April is fine, because if you haven't paid your dues, you are now off the rolls. So anybody who is not going to renew, we are factored in for this year. If you paid your dues, you're good till next March. Okay? So we can't tell how many agents are leaving the industry until next March. Everybody with me?
Yes.
Okay. What we know is this is 15% behind where it was last year already. We've lost 15% of the agents year over year. Okay, with me there? 10,163 of those 19,765 did not close a transaction in the last 12 months. That is 51% of them. So over half of the agents who have paid their dues to stay in 2023 haven't made $1 in real estate sales in the last 12 months. Do you think many of those are going to stay in real estate? Because is it going to get easier this year? No. Next category down, one unit, 3,745 of those agents closed one deal in the last 12 months. 2 units, another 1,608. 3 units, 964.
78% close 2 deals or less.
78% of the agents have closed 2 deals or less.
In the last year.
In the last 12 months, which was easier than it's going to be this year. So what I want you to hear, and I've been saying this I think since September of last year, Sarah at least, this is a time we have to hold our breath, longer than our competition. What I failed to say, and it's apparent now, is we have to hold our breath and run really fast. That kind of sucks. But what that will do is alleviate all of those units so you guys can get them. Okay? What has been shocking to me, and it's mostly in that 1 to 2 to 3 unit range, we have 15% fewer agents, but twice as many productive agents. The only thing I define productive as is they did 1 deal or more. So in this same time frame in 2021, we only had 5,800 agents that had closed 1 deal or more. This last year, we had 9,602.
Yeah, but I'm wondering, is there a lot more that sold 1?
That's
you
it.
know what I mean? So
Yeah, they tripped into a deal.
it's right.
And what we saw happen, and there's some people in this
So
room
there's
who
less
fit.
people actually earning a living, even
Oh,
though there's
for
more
sure.
more producing agents.
For sure, and I didn't bring that down either. There was- all right. I said I wasn't going to share this in the big room, but I think it's important. So 48% of licensed realtors closed a transaction. The other thing that happened, now, first of all, go back. We know 80% of agents don't make it their whole first 2 years. And in 2020, who got licensed in 2020? You're the only one, because for most of 2020, you couldn't get licensed. Because once the pandemic hit, there was no testing, so you could do all your pre-licensing education, but you couldn't actually take a test. So in 2021, we saw the number of licensees go way up, because everybody who was backlogged from 2020 ended up getting licensed in 2021.
Plus they thought it was easy, plus
They're leaving their jobs, they got nothing else going on, so some of them got lucky and got one of those deals. But luck doesn't, you can't always count on luck. So here's the, and I'll send this out if you guys want it. I just want you to hear it because it needs to influence your activities. What you're doing today will show up in your bank account or not 90 days from now. Yes?
Yes.
Numbers are way wonky. They don't make me happy, but they're still enough for everybody in this room to make what they need to make. The opportunity is still big enough for you all to kill it. And here's what happened to the opportunity. This is where you need to be motivated to run fast. So in the last set of data I had, which went through May 2021, because I didn't do this last year, and I apologize to you guys. I didn't pull the numbers in 2022. But in May of 2021, with the number of productive realtors divided into the transactions that were being closed, we had 12.21 available sides for every productive agent. You guys following me? So if everybody who was productive in real estate was exact same, had the same opportunity, they would have closed 12 deals. And we know that's not what happens because we can see that. But now, in our current market, with our current productive agents and our current available sides, that's down to 5. All things being the same, there's 5 available deals for every agent. What does that tell you?
Go get your unfair share.
Go get your unfair share.
Let's go.
Let's go. And go find listings. Go find listings. Today, you got 12 minutes left. I've never done this before, and I'm going to do it because I think it's important. We have several vendors, affiliates in the room. Obviously, we always have movement, but we have, how many people in title in the room right now? Okay. This is a safe space, and you're behind the camera, so you don't have to worry about it. What's life in title like right now? Now, let me preface this because I don't know if every agent knows this. I started in title. I spent my first 6 years in real estate as a title rep. With that man right there, when he was a child. Yeah, we were way less great. And you can make a really good living in title, but it is unit driven. You got to sell a lot of property or do a lot of refis. You guys feel this way worse than we do, I think. So share that with us. And part of this is I want you to appreciate raise your hands again. If you as realtors think you have to run fast, you have no idea. Hug your title reps. All right, what is it like right now? What's happening inside your companies?
Last year was a bloodbath with a lot of companies. We had to lay off a lot of people.
Like half of your people.
Yeah, easily. So, I mean, we're running on the lower staff, but, I mean, we're working 3 or 4 times as hard just to, like, not even maintain what we're doing over the last 2 years at all. It's not even close. So, I mean, for us, every single deal counts, and we have to talk to 4 or 5 times as many people just to get, like, that one extra deal.
I know I've never done this in public. What does a title rep make per transaction roughly?
Couple $100 a deal. Couple $100 a deal.
Couple $100 a deal. Y'all think you have it rough? So and this goes, that's just title because I know that world, right? And it's the same for you. Same for you. Every person that supports your business as an affiliate, you need to support because they are working their, and you guys are doing the same. It's a different level. You're working your asses off, and yeah, so are the people that support you. So thank you. And I know I haven't been vocal enough about this over the last 15 years, but our agents at Metro and Signature will treat all of their affiliates well. One of the worst, I did not like being a title rep because most agents treated me like dog poop. Don't do
You want to
that.
stand up there and say this.
That's not cool. All right, so what's your takeaways?
Takeaways is that usually staff makes me want to like cry, but today I just decided I'm a listing agent now, and so all activities are going to change.
Awesome.
Here we go.
Danny and then Judy.
I don't know if these numbers say this exactly, but I think prospecting for higher priced listings seems like there's more potentially available.
Well, there's more potential. Prospect for listings no matter what they are.
Right.
But the reason there's more potential, and there will be more potential, let's say right now the sweet spot is somewhere between $1 million and 2.5, because 2.5 and above has slowed down a lot.
Right. That's what we're gonna be.
But we're not going to have anything valued. Like in my lifetime, I don't think we're going to have houses in San Diego under $700,000. Like none.
Can we ask a couple of the people who maybe have had recent listings that have got, that are under 2 million, say, how many offers they got? I'm just curious what we're at right now.
But the guy behind you is named Mike Law.
Yeah.
You just talked about one.
Yeah, I wasn't on the list side, on the buy side, but recently, like this weekend, Calno, Scripps Ranch, listed 950, not much, right? 1,600 square foot place, 27 offers, we approached 1.1 million, all contingencies removed.
And we're back.
And that's it.
I just got it.
Outside voice.
$700,000 Calno over gave 16 days. Right, there were 14 offers. We were even in the top 5, so we didn't have a good offer, and we wrote a very, very strong offer. There's another one that I just got down on today. I think there's
Judy.
My takeaway is to get much, much better at explaining to people what the market really is, because they're so misinformed and they have opinions and they are so stuck in believing the media and so on. I need to get really, really good at that.
Language of real estate.
What?
I didn't hear you.
Language of real estate.
Language of real estate, but even, yes, that will help you get the words. You need to have the confidence that you actually know. And one, I guess, maybe silver lining to this is it's not ever been more apparent. We absorbed 102%. Yes, Peggy and then Dan.
For me, I'm just thinking, if I'm gonna represent a buyer, I have to ask myself, is my buyer hungry enough?
Are they
That's
willing?
right. 'Cause
It's
if
ready,
they're not-
willing, and able in every market, but now it's literally, are you willing to be unreasonable?
Talk about
Because it's going to take unreasonable action. And then you may not even get a counteroffer.
For those of you that are new agents, this sounds really scary, but the one thing I'm going to say to you, and I've said this for years, if you have no clients, know these statistics, understand them, be able to have conversations and talk about them, because that makes you the expert to your friends, family, and potential clients, and then they rely on you in the future. This information is what gets you business. Knowing this and being the smartest person in their circle makes you the realtor of choice.
And I'll say, the new agents, honestly, have a huge advantage over the rest of us that are crusty. Because they don't know any different.
I know some extremely successful agents recently that have told me recently, agents that made like about $500,000 last year that are leaving real estate because they're like, I don't love this hitting the phones thing when they didn't have to the last few years.
You guys may know my other life outside of Metro is I coach, and I coach large teams across the country. Thank God, knock on wood. Everybody that when I say large teams, they're closing 500 to 1,000 units a year. So large teams. Really good people, really stressed right now because when a market shifts like this, it's way easier as a solo agent to absorb that kind of shift than if you have $100,000 to $150,000 in expenses a month because you have a big team. Okay. So a lot of the large teams, they need, just like the market center, we need $150,000 in income a month here to keep the doors open. The big teams need it too. So to that point, some of them are just going, it's not even that I don't want to lead generate, I don't want the stress.
Yeah.
And I'm grateful to see someone talking about it on social platforms because it's tough for everybody right now. And if you see that odd agent out there going, oh, it's the best market ever, or they're lying. They just are lying, guys. It's hard for everybody. And I think the quicker we just make peace with that, the better off we're gonna do. So it's hard. Do you have more grit than the guy next to you? Or gal next to you? That's all it is. Hold your breath a day longer.
I got a question because when Dan says newer agents, you should learn these stats, where are they gonna find a place in Keller Williams to have these conversations? Because being in a class here for 30 minutes doesn't make you know this and can't make you verbalize it. So where in Keller Williams is there the place for newer agents or like me, don't get it?
This is the place. There is no other.
Is there more than this half hour a month?
Study it.
Study it. Find
Study it, talk to your cohorts. Within Keller Williams, obviously I believe we have the best company and the best trading in the world. Other market centers don't do this. So this is the one place we have to do it. And it really is studying it. Russ called and said, hey, can I watch you do this? Sure, if anybody wants to do that, we can Zoom and you can watch me plug numbers in. What did I tell you? I said, this is tedious, this sucks, it's not gonna be fun for you to watch, but me doing it allows it to make sense to me. I have not sold a property or represented anybody in 15 years, but I know the market because I do this by hand every month. That makes sense?
Yes.
So do it.
So the numbers are one thing. We can understand the numbers, but not everybody that we deal with really can absorb numbers. They have to, as you know, as you said, they're driven by emotion. So the appeal to them is once they have a picture of what we're talking about, that we need to paint for them, then the picture is what's going to make a difference in how they're going to behave.
I agree, and I think using the reason I put this in visual format is because have there been stat classes where I've said, I'm just gonna leave this up here, I just want you to look at it. Yeah. What do you see? Do the same thing with your buyers. You tell me what you see. They learn by asking questions. You gotta help them self-discover, because I can tell you guys all day long the data, but the knowingness comes from you asking the questions and going deeper with it. Does that make sense?
Yes.
By the way, why not take one zip code? What zip code do you like the best? And do the same thing in the zip code as practice. Vastly different. By the way, it won't take you very long because there's not many things happening in each zip code. Right? Yeah.
So also in a presentation, you have the DISC personalities. You cater your presentation and your speech to how that person's likely to receive and process the information.
So once you analyze this and develop your own story there, whatever clients you have, then figure out, okay, well, Tom and Susie, they are bean counters and they want all that information. These other ones over here, they want a story. So how do you craft that and for those kind of people? And if you don't have clients, then go through each of those 4 personalities, have a story for that data for each one of those that you would just have off the cuff and be able to spit that out ready for those people.
Well, and I'll say, do not call me for contract advice. But if you want to know how to talk to a client about this stuff, you can call anybody on staff, I think, and we can help you with the behavior styles. What would you say to them? If you had a high I, I'd go to Mike's story and go, gosh, you want to be 26 out of 27 people who lost this? Or do you want to be successful? Right? Yeah.
The other part about using the data, so it's recorded always, so you can go back and rewatch it 100 times if we need to study different pieces. You have all the PDFs, so you can go back and figure out which piece it is. And we'll always highlight what's the most important story necessarily this month for this one thing. But knowing your clients, you're going to find that different stories are important for them, right? And I want you guys to be inspired by it, because don't lose track of what Ashley said. There's more than enough opportunity in all of those deals happening for everyone in this room. So that does not have to be the case for everybody. What Bridget brought up in the ALC meeting this week was something we haven't been doing lately, is going into your database. So if you're brand new and you don't have a database yet, give your coach to figure that out. If you have people you've been talking to, you normally have those B and C clients, people have 1 or 2 objections that are standing in the way, be in conversation with those people, figure out what actually is the thing, because if they're the ones who are still waiting for the market to change, pull out the one that shows, well, that happened already, so now are we doing something now? And figure out what are the current objections in this moment so you can help them make a decision, not force them to buy or sell, but be their trusted advisor to move them to the next step. That's how you fill your pipeline with A people, and that's how you make yourself a market expert to your sphere. That is the only place it matters. You do not need to be a hero on Instagram to sell to your people that know you, like, you, trust you.
Honestly, I have this open on my computer at all times. Every day. It's one of the first things, especially if I'm going to be speaking to a client and I know that they're shopping in a $500,000 category, I want to hit them between the eyes and make sure that I double down on the conversation you guys are having. Be like, you understand that you're only looking for 36 properties. We have 3.3 million people that live in this county. 1% of the U.S. lives in this county, and you're up against all these people have 36 places to choose from. So just please keep that in mind. Don't get discouraged, but you got to find the right place for you. You know, so it's really important to have these in front of you all.
Well, and so that's to answer your question, where do you go? I don't get enough of these as far as I know how many, we have a lot of people working, a lot of buyers and sellers that are sitting in this room right now. And I probably get 2 questions a week from our agents about how should they position something or what should they say. We have a lot of support here. Call him, call Sarah, call Jack, like lean on us if you're stuck and you're having a hard time moving somebody through. Sometimes I go, you know what, that person's not worth it. There's a word, next, let's go to the next one. But we'll help you. Like, we're accessible, we'll help you. You guys will help each other. I know that happens more often, but for the few amount of calls I get, it's weird.
Because you're scary.
I'm intimidating.
I'm so scared.
Crazy. All right, anything else?
Thank you for putting all of your time and effort to doing this.
We should start taking bets on how high our absorption rates are going to go over 100%. Oh, you're going to do that? All right, go find a listing.